everyone. So we're going to go over ASTER today, and as you guys can see, ASTER is up 10% in the last 24 hours. I did make a video yesterday talking about how we could quite possibly have a pump coming soon for ASTER, and now we're currently increasing, but there is a possibility that this could be short-lived for now, and then it could come back a little bit in the future. So we're going to talk about the possible small pullback that we could see, and we're also going to talk about the potential that we have to actually take off and break this. But anyways, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Let's go over this. And first thing we're going to talk about, is kind of the pricing and stuff. So as you can see, last 24 hours, 10%. Now it says 8%, but still we're up pretty good in the last 24 hours. 931 million in trading volume, 24-hour trading volume, 2.3 billion inside of market cap. So ASTER is doing good in that regard. And also on top of that, Kraken is also going to be listing ASTER. So that's pretty big. They're going to be listing ASTER. So yeah. And then we have Lista DAO as well doing something over here. Value asset ASTER. So I guess they're going to have a collateral against that. So yeah, this is pretty big. ASTER is still doing new stuff as well, with their perpetuals, well, their futures, as they say, for their stocks, which is almost like stock options. But now there's their futures for stocks too. So, ASTER is, doing groundbreaking stuff, and not to mention, the Robinhood that we already talked about. So yeah, ASTER, I feel like it's going to be, positioned for a really good pump when the bull market starts to actually pick up. Binance US also listing ASTER as well, but let's kind of talk about some other stuff with the prices here. So I mentioned in the previous video that what we are in is actually called a bullish expanding triangle, and that is right here. It's a bullish expanding triangle. But what you also have to pay attention to is this channel that we're also creating within that bullish expanding triangle. So if we cannot break past this resistance that we just got rejected at, which is $1.23, then we may have a potential to break down and push all the way down here to 97 cents. And then from 97 cents, we could try to break out from there. This is one possibility. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's just a possibility. We also had a possibility to stop right here where it's at right now. And that's because there's what I like to call a micro support. This is, where you're seeing support hitting for multiple candle wicks, right? You're seeing the support hit that line, that support line on multiple candle wicks. So that's why I like to say a micro support. And you kind of see a little bit here at $1.16. You kind of see it here. You kind of see it here before this wick turns into this wick. It kind of uses that as like a micro support line. And you kind of see it here when that wick breaks and goes into the other candle. So, you kind of see what I'm saying here. So there is a possibility, right, that we could just have a continuation from here, and this little micro support is strong enough to hold. But if this micro support is not strong enough to hold, then we're going to end up breaking down and coming either down to here at $1.08 and recovering, or we could come down here to 97 cents and then try to recover. Or it can get to 97 cents and decide it doesn't want to do that, and then it breaks below here and goes to the bottom of our bullish expanding wedge, hitting 70 cents or somewhere close there, and then taking off. So there's a possibility that any of those could happen. And the reason why, part of the reasons why I like trading so much is because, as you can see, you don't have to have one style of trading, not one strategy either. Like, there's always something happening in the charts. So one size does not fit all. Even though this is a bullish expanding triangle, there is a likelihood that the bullish expanding triangle fails. But my guess is it's not going to fail. Like, I mean, that's just my guess. I don't think it's going to fail. I feel like if anything happens, the worst that'll happen is us, breaking down here in ASTER and coming all the way down here to either 70 cents or bear trapping people and breaking 70 cents very briefly to like 60 cents and then immediately shooting back up. So I don't see new lows coming for ASTER right now. I don't see new lows coming for ASTER right now. And the bottom right now, the low, according to Coinbase and my Fibonacci here, is 54 cents. So technically, I'm saying I don't see ASTER going below 54 cents. And this is where trading strategy comes into play so much, because some people are like, well, what do I do, Marcellus? Do I buy now? Do I sell now? What do I do? What do I do? So, for instance, I'm gonna use me as an example, because I don't have any ASTER right now. Actually, I really don't have much crypto right now, because I think that we're gonna have another pullback here. But I could be wrong, and I could miss, a pretty nice pump. But I'm completely fine with that, because I know if we have a pump, then I know on the next pullback I need to get in before we have the next. So I already know like the different levels I need to get in at. So I really don't care if we have a pump and I miss it. So you have to remember that as well. This is coming from the perspective of a person who's willing to miss making 300% just so they can make 100%, right? I can watch 300% go out the window just so I can get 100% of that. So, if that makes sense, like that's the type of trader I am. But what I'm looking at right here is a possible, still, like I said, a possible pullback. So if I were to be buying in ASTER right now, I would be looking at $1.70, $1.17 and being like, okay, that's a decent price. But the market is a little shaky right now. So me personally, I like ASTER further down here. Even at 90 cents seems a little high for me right now. So I'm looking at ASTER from a bearish perspective. Well, really the whole overall market. I feel like the whole overall market might pull ASTER down. Even though ASTER is inside of this bullish expanding triangle, there's still a possibility the overall market pulls ASTER down, and you have to be ready for that. You have to be ready for both scenarios. You have to be ready for the bullish scenario and the bearish scenario. So in the bearish scenario, if you see ASTER pulling back, guys, you want to wait and see if it hits anywhere between 97 cents all the way down here to 70 cents. This is a huge buy zone. If you see ASTER pulling back anywhere between 90 cents and 70 cents, preferably closer to 70 cents, I'll say. So yeah, preferably closer to 70 cents. That's the buy zones that you should be looking at. And then if you start to see ASTER breaking out and getting past this channel here and breaking past $1.40, that's another bullish signal right there. So I'm not saying it's a buy signal because now it's already pumping. And me, I don't buy things while they're in the green. I only like buying them when they're in the red, and it's kind of in the red right now. But I think it can be even more in the red. So like I was saying, even if we don't have the pullback, in let's say you're a person like me who's waiting for that bullish confirmation, then that zone would be right here around $1.50 to about this resistance right here, $1.65. We see it break past that, then it's good, but it's not out of the gates yet. It's not out of the gates until you see ASTER passing this, which is going to be about $1.80. And that is the top of the bullish expanding triangle here. So it needs to be at the top of it for it to be bullish. So what I'm pretty much looking out for here with ASTER, and let me pull this down just a little bit. But yeah, what I'm looking out here for ASTER, honestly, it's not bullish unless it passes $1.80, right? And that is going to be for everything, honestly, because as ASTER does that, you're going to see Bitcoin passing like a dollar, or not a dollar, 115K or something like that, right? Something stupid. But yeah, that's what I see for ASTER. This is a possibility as well. So, we're just going to have to be patient and wait. It's not about tracking where, like what direction it's about to go. It's about knowing what levels it stops at when it goes in that direction. That to me is like the most important part of trading. Like, you don't need to predict whether it's going to go up or down. You just need to predict where is it going to stop at when it goes up, and where is it going to stop at when it goes down, and then where is it going to recover from when it goes down, and where is it going to break down from when it goes up, and then where is the support going to be after it breaks down from its uptrend. Okay, so those are the main things that you want to watch out for. So for instance, like how I was just saying here, like if we break out above $1.80, You want to know where it's going to stop? Well, it's probably going to stop at that Fibonacci all the way up there at like 238, right? And then we can have another pullback coming back down here to $1.80, since that was our last significant resistance. And then that could be the continuation to the next side up. And then that's could be a buy zone for the people that missed. You get in at 180. If it pumps all the way up to 238 and then pulls back, you get in at 180, so you can benefit from 180 back up to 230, right? So, you don't have to get the most gains every time. You don't have to buy, always at the very bottom. It's best to buy when it's low, though. So at these levels, like I'm saying, these are still good levels. Yes, I personally would like to buy from 90 cents down to 70 cents, preferably around 70, but there's a possibility that it doesn't happen. But I feel like there's still one last crash inside of Bitcoin. So I know ASTER's still bullish. When the bull market starts to pick back up again, I know ASTER is going to take off because, it's just they have the whole BNB and Binance behind them. They have CZ behind them. So I think ASTER is going to do very well. But Bitcoin could literally pull everything back. And I've really been watching Bitcoin a lot lately. And I've been telling people about what I've been seeing inside of Bitcoin and what I see coming soon for Bitcoin. And I've been doing this for a few months now. And yeah, it's looking like another pullback could be happening. Every single all-time high in Bitcoin for this cycle has been met with a 32% drop and a bull flag. So this is a bull flag, and this is a 32% drop. This right here isn't a bull flag. This is like a falling wedge. So I think I have one of those on here too, a bullish falling wedge. So this is kind of like that. And then you can also see we have another falling wedge kind of up here. And then we're now kind of getting back into it because, we had the manipulation in the market that caused it to pump. Then we had the manipulation in the market that caused it to dump. And then we're only continuing what we were supposed to do. But see, this is how the institutional investors trick people. They artificially pump the market. It was not supposed to pump at $111 or 111K. I'm going to tell you guys right now, Bitcoin was not supposed to pump right here. I'm going to go and put it on the daily chart so you can see it a little better. All of this was not supposed to happen. This was not supposed to happen. We were supposed to do this the same way we did it in all of the other times. Go through the channel. We either go through, and I'm not talking about my YouTube channel, but you can do that too. We either go through the bull flag right here that we did before, back in mid 2024, or we go through the bullish falling wedge right here that we did at the beginning of the year, just like how we were doing over here, doing the same thing. But then the manipulation tactics from the government and from the institutional investors came in, and they stopped the progress to the downside. We were supposed to have this, but they stopped it just so they can bull trap people. The government, the US government bull traps people. And not only did they bull trap people, but institutional investors did as well. And they sold all the way up here at the top, causing everything to crash down back into our falling wedge right here. So I still feel like there's a possibility that we can have more breaking down from here. I don't know if it will go all the way to 85K, honestly. Anything can happen. So we'll see. And typically like a falling wedge is like a bullish pattern. But this one right here, you can consider it not a falling wedge. But it's all subjective at this point, because maybe my drawing doesn't look too good. But we are going through these channels here and we have it multiple times. So there is a possibility that we could pull back here to 85K Bitcoin. And if that happens, the reason why I'm talking about all this is because if that happens, we would more than likely see ASTER do something crazy as well, like what I was mentioning before, dropping down to possibly 70 cents, even as low as 50 cents. So in my personal opinion, I'm willing to miss this pump here just for the chance to see it come down here so I can buy here and ride all that all the way up to the top. That is the type of trader I am, and that is the type of trader I think is the best to be, in my personal opinion. Like, I'd rather miss all of this possibly just so it can pull right back to here, just so I can get this. Like like I'll even sell it right here too, because like I don't care. Like let's say I got in at 50 cents and then it gets all the way up here to like $1.50. Like now I'm 3x on my money. Like I don't care. Like I just turned 10,000 into 30,000. So I'm getting out here, letting it pull back to here, getting back in at $1.25, and then riding the wave back up. So there is a lot of different ways that you guys got to do this, but you just have to watch the charts and you just have to track the prices and you just have to stay true to your strategy. But thankfully, you guys got me, and I'm going to continue to make these videos every single day. So you can watch the levels just through me doing this. And the only thing I ask for is for you guys to hit the like button and subscribe. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Do your own research. Do not put more than what you're willing to lose inside of the markets, because they're very volatile. And if you want to become a member of the channel and have me go over a specific project for you, whether it's technical analysis or fundamentals, or you want me to look at a stock and do a technical analysis on the stock or the crypto, go ahead and become a member. It's only $9.99 per month. We've been getting a lot of members joining lately, and now we have just surpassed the 10 point. So now that we have 10, I'm going to start doing these member only live streams soon. So I'm going to definitely announce it first, and I'll give you guys at least like a week ahead of time. So, we're having it on this day at this time. So we're going to do that. We're going to do those member only live streams. And for some of them, we'll start it with like everyone live stream, and then halfway through switch it to members only. And then we just go over all the members questions. So we're going to do it both styles. But yeah, shout out to everybody out there that became a member. And if you guys got any questions for me, just leave a comment in the comment section for all the members and let me know, what you want me to go over next, or if you just need me to answer a question for you. So yeah, definitely go ahead and do that. Shout out to you guys. And as always, I'll be back with another video.